Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Coach Carter's College Hoops 2K Legacy Mode series here on College Sports Revived. Fordham's off to easily their best Atlantic 10 start under Coach Carter, winning 4 of their first 5 conference games here in Season 4. Our conference record has improved every year of the series so far. We started at 3-13 back in year 1, followed that up with a 5-11 year in the second season, and then finally we were 8-8 last year, so it would be a big disappointment if we fail to break that 500 record, especially with our upcoming schedule. As you can see, we're fresh off of upsetting the top 25 ranked St. Louis Billikens last episode, and now we get a second game against Dayton and LaSalle on our schedule, who we've already beaten earlier on this season. And then we see Duquesne, who is a borderline playoff team, not that good of a squad this year. And before jumping in and playing that Richmond game, we're going to sim these 3 next games, and we get a record of 2-1 overall. So we'll begin today with a tight loss to Dayton. It's a pretty uncharacteristic game for our Rams in this one, 56-55 loss. It was an ugly one, as Hendry fouled out after only scoring once, and we turned the ball over way too many times. Ball control has probably been the most improved category throughout this season for the team, so I guess we were due for an ugly one. We're away from home for just one game as we beat LaSalle and Philly to sweep the season series. This time the win was by 7. Damian Carter poured in a career-high 17 to bring his season average to around 8 a game. I have to admit, Damian Carter's offensive arsenal has definitely been a lot more developed than I thought it was going to be here in year 1. 21-4 threes from Hendry and a get-right game for not only him but for the whole team. The winning wouldn't just end there though. The Rams improved to 6-2 in league play after an offensive explosion at home against Duquesne. 4 players scored in double digits, including Dustin Black, who, after playing through some injuries this year, has rebounded and played some really good basketball in this little simulation corridor we're going through. 19 in this one for the Scranton product. Just a great game to finish off the simming and take us into the first action of the episode on the road against Richmond. And at 6-2, Fordham is well within reach of a top 4 finish in the conference at this point, which would give them a bye in the conference tournament. However, these Spiders are only a game back in the standings, so this game already has playoff implications for both sides. Before getting into game action today, however, I thought this would be a good time to provide an update on where our recruiting board stands at the moment. We don't have any scholarships this year since we have zero seniors, so these will be guys who become seniors next year. We're neck and neck for Dwight Howard, our number 1 prospect, undersized scoring forward. We're falling behind on raw yet athletic forward Timothy Givens, who has tremendous upside. Multiple threat point guard Melvin Brewer is between us, Seton Hall, and St. Joe's. 7'1", 295-pound Edmund Alloway is heavily favoring Akron right now. Zach Stapleton's a two-way forward who's letting Kentucky grow on him. 6'4" flasher Irving Bauer is liking Texas at this time. High-motored Kelvin Gates is leaning towards Fordham currently. Sophomore 5-star Kalu Garza is a long shot, but has moderate interest in the Rams. And finally, Bennett Pincala's little brother, a senior, he has us as number 1, but we don't have any scholarships, so I'll just try to keep his interest at number 1 in hopes of him walking onto the team. I think it'd be cool to have him play with his brother. Welcome to Richmond, Virginia, everybody. A different Richmond than what some of these guys are accustomed to, including Coach Carter himself. Richmond all the way back in California is where his story started, but now we're in Richmond, Virginia, already knocking down shots. There's Pat Park for the first 3 of either side's day. And yeah, so these are the games now. We're starting to get to that point where these games start to have playoff implications, as look at that block there by Lloyd Hicks. Let's see if we can silence this possession once and for all. Jarius Joyner, their top scorer on the year. No good, but the closing speed by Lloyd Hicks stops not only 1 more shot attempt, but 2 at the rim, and will lead for Pat Park to have a transition bucket. Damian Carter finds him for already his 3rd assist in only 5.5 minutes. Timeout Spiders. Nice start here for Fordham. We're coming off probably one of the most successful episodes last timeouts. Already starting out 4 of 5 wins, and now that's improved to 6-2 overall in the conference as we're reaching the halfway point here in conference play. Lloyd Hicks stepping his way to a 3-point play. The points continue to come seamlessly here against a pretty good defensive club. Richmond, they're near last in points per game in the conference. Free throw line, they're only shooting 63%. That's second to last. Most of these offensive categories are pretty tough to look at if you're a Spiders fan. Nice rebound this time by Timo Cruz extending this possession. But the reason why they're 5-3 in the conference is their defense, but Kaya Hendry breaks it down, their top defense, and finds 2 with this floater. I love the way that Kaya Hendry has been developing and rounding out his offensive game. Last year, since he was a little bit in the back seat with Preston Murphy, Higgins, and Swanson, he was primarily a shooter, but now he's starting to really get good at that offense inside the three-point line, being very creative on that take to the cup. Nice little teardrop goes. Then we get the stop, still up by 4. Dustin Black leads the break and almost found Kaya Hendry for 2 more. He failed to put enough touch on the pass, though, and then he also failed to close out on Will De Silva, who had the free transition 3 look. He tries to make up for it by finding Timo, but way too early in the shot clock for Coach Carter's liking. But then Dustin Black does force a turnover there. Things are getting a little bit crazy, and I might add sloppy here near the end of the first half. 25-22 now Richmond leads as Isaac McGowan's open for 3. He doesn't cash in though, and Hicks grabs his 6th rebound. Pat Park pump fake back inside to Dustin Black for 2. Beautiful give and go on the take, and a nice change of pace as things were starting to get, becoming a scrum game here at the end of the first half, and that's kind of what Richmond likes to do. Like I said, they're near last in most offensive categories in the conference, but when they can really make it sloppy out here and force you to play down, that's what they like. Now 8 seconds to go. Richmond out by 5 as Isaac McGowan, a point forward, will reverse it. It's Taquan Hine for 3. And he's now got 9 to lead the Spiders. And they open it up to an 8-point halftime lead. So Fordham was in perfect rhythm. They were, having a pretty fine offensive day. And then near the end, they start making mistakes, taking bad shots. And Richmond, they do capitalize. Out-rebounding us by 6, out-shooting us. You can't let a team as bad on offense as Richmond has been this year just outperform you on that side of the court. Fordham's got to wake up because it's been one bad run, and that's been the difference in this game. Richmond gets first strikes to the basketball here in the second half as Isaac McGowan, who's playing some point forward here, will dish it off to Jarius Jointer, who draws the foul on Bennett Pincala. And Coach Carter's seen enough. He thinks that Pincala's had a pretty rough game, and I would have to agree. He's been radio silent. I think he only had 1 rebound at the break. Chen Lee will come in. So we'll see if the China-born big fella, the 6'8 junior, can provide a spark for us here, trying to come back here in the second half as Chen Lee already recording a big block there. Got to get the stop, though, as we continue to get slaughtered on the glass, though Lloyd Hicks can't do it all by himself, but he still manages to, and it leads to a nice lob by Kaya Hendry. He put that right on the money for Pat Park flying in there. Got to get back to the basics. We can't win right now playing the half court. It's just too ugly. We got to keep playing in transition, and hopefully that'll turn things around as Chen Lee does just that. We beat the press, and he bodies up a man inside and makes a tough layup. 3 for 3 on the game. Chen Lee forces Richmond to call timeout, and he's also playing awesome minutes here in the second half. Bennett Pincala checks back in. Hopefully that lit a fire in him, getting benched there for a little bit. Let's see if he steps up as Hendry tries to step it back from 3. That was a brick there as the threes continue to be tough to come by for Fordham. Taquan Hine, who's continued to slaughter us. He's been the top player for Richmond on the offensive end, and now this 3-point play will give him double digits. Dustin Black has got to step up and steal that pass. Just a lack of effort there, which we don't really expect or see much from Dustin Black. But how about Lloyd Hicks, who once again gets it done all by himself? He's been really the main guy, obviously, on the boards, and we need to help him out defensively, but he grabs his first on the offensive side of things, and that's just unlucky. Pincala gets the deflection, but it goes right into the hands of Andre Eptimov, a Queens, New York native. Timeout, Coach Carter. It's still a 10-point game. Every time we take a step up, we also take 2 steps back in this one as we're under 5 to play. Now Hicks grabs his 13th rebound as Damian Carter crosses over and gets inside the lane for only his 2nd basket, but it was a much-needed one. And I mean, hey, he is coming off his career high in simulating, so perhaps Damian Carter, the coach's kid, has got to look to score more here down the stretch. Very next possession for the Spiders, still holding on to this lead that they've had for pretty much the entire game. No good there, forcing it inside. Our interior defense has been pretty good today, and finally a three-point shot falls. I've been waiting all second half for that. Hendry, his first and 4 attempts. Carter with his first assist since, I believe, like the 9-minute mark in the first half. He started out quick with 3 very quick ones, but then he had to wait all this time for his 4th. That shows you how tough the offense has been for these guys walking off the court right now. So now it's a 5-point difference. We need another stop. It would be great. The offense is starting to finally look like themselves again as Cameron checks in. We'll get a screen off the ball. He V-cuts, and Damian Carter misses the steal. Oh, man, that's a severe lapse in judgment at this point, so that completely neutralizes Hendry's 3, and it's still quite the mountain to climb for Fordham. Richmond trying to protect the ball here with 3.5 to go. McGowan's playing some point guard, but it's deflected into the hands of Lloyd Hicks. Bad pass there, just way out of control and no reason to be. So McGowan with a terrible turnover there. They've been protecting the ball well today, Richmond has. But Damian Carter gets the run out and looks to make up for his mistake. He's the best free throw shooter on the team this year, just a hair under 80%. And he knocks down 2 for 2. So those are 2 big ones, and it's a big swing here. McGowan controls the rock with under 2.5 to play. Jarius Jointer and McGowan playing some hot potato here. 10 to shoot, and it's yet another turnover by McGowan. Hicks again pressures the ball, and it's Pat Park who skates by. 13 on the game for the Philly boy. And with 2 minutes to go, Richmond only finds themselves up by a bucket. Does Fordham deserve this game? Probably not. They have not played a very clean one, but right now they still have grinded out a chance for themselves with only a $1:36 to go. Pump fake Hendry for the tie. Nobody's near him, but he can't put it down. Rebound Snyder. McGowan, 2 spins, and he hangs and finishes to put Richmond back up by 2 scores. Kaya Hendry, who we've grown accustomed to seeing make defenders look silly, gets a taste of his own medicine there by Isaac McGowan playing some spot point guard minutes here down the stretch. That was a big one. And now with 1:11 to go, it's again a tough spot for Fordham. Hicks looking for Pinkala, who's getting the minutes down the stretch over Chen Lee, and he wants to prove a point here that he's come to play. Much better second half for Bennett Pinkala. All 8 of his points have come down the stretch. He's played some big minutes here. I think that lit a fire in him getting benched there, and it came at just the right time. Some good coaching there by Coach Carter, but then Trevor Snyder beats Lloyd Hicks from the elbow and will draw the foul and has a chance to put them up back by 4. Snyder, good on both free throws. 49 seconds left. Damian Carter puts on the Jets, and he finds a lane, and he puts up the pump fake. Nice up and under move, and he gets 2 quick points. That's just what the doctor ordered. The shot clock is still on. It's a 2-point game, which means that Fordham can still play for the stop. 36 ticks left. Isaac McGowan getting pressured by Hendry, and he forces him to step out of bounds. McGowan's 3rd turnover all have come within the final 3 minutes, and Fordham has a chance to take the lead with all the time in the world. 32 seconds left, playing a zone. Carter gets inside, and he misses the layup. No! Damian Carter found the hole in the zone for a 2nd straight possession, but this time he couldn't make them pay. He got the layup off ahead of Snyder, but he couldn't finish. Oh my goodness. Such a back-breaking miss after this comeback. McGowan steps to the line. It's a 1-and-1 opportunity. The front end goes. Richmond up by 3. 24 seconds left now. McGowan can make his mistakes all worth nothing and forgotten about. If he can knock down 2, he only gets 1. And let's see, we're going to take the quick 2. Nice pass. Damian Carter finds the trailer. Desperately needed that one. And Good job not putting his head down. He still stays playing hard. And Lloyd Hicks, nice job rim running there to get the easy 2. Timeout Fordham after 2 free throws by Richmond. So it's still a 3-point game. And you got to think with them knocking down their free throws, this has got to be a 3 right here. Pincala checks out for Timo Cruz. So we got a lineup full of 3-point shooters plus Lloyd Hicks. 12 seconds to go. Look at this play right here. Running across screen for Timo and Hendry. Who's it going to go to? It's going to be Hendry. 4 seconds. He gets it knocked away. 2 seconds. Hendry for the tie. It's off. It is off. Fordham comes up short, and Richmond survives the comeback bid. Oh, man. All that worth nothing. But then again, like I said a couple minutes ago, did you really think that Fordham deserved to win this game? Look, sometimes teams don't play as well as their opponent and still sneak it out. We almost did that today, but I don't think we did enough to win. I don't think we played to our, offensive abilities, especially. And the fact that we got killed on the rebounds, 26-33 favoring Richmond, that doesn't help. We've been becoming such a great rebounding team. And then, of course, the missed layup by Damian Carter. He's almost made no mistakes from what I remember in his entire freshman year. He plays beyond his years. But for him to miss it in that stage in the game, that's got to hurt. And as you can see here, one of the Fordham journalists captured this right here on their camera. Coach Carter consoling both his point guard and his son. Clearly Damian, so smart on the court. But I bet with his makeup and mindset, he's still putting this loss on him. Even though no game has ever won or lost on one play, I bet he's taking it out on himself. That's the kind of player he is. Really good kid, and I know he's going to bounce back. He's tough just like his dad. So, yep, a tough loss here by Fordham, marking their 3rd conference loss, their 7th overall. But they do return to the Bronx to host St. Bonaventure to hopefully put that tough loss behind them. The Bonnies were an elite defensive team to begin this series, but they've slowly traded that in to become a good offensive team. As you can see, they're averaging even more points than Fordham does, and I believe Fordham's like league average in points per game, but the Rams do top them by 9. So we were able to outpace them in the second half, scoring 43, winning 75-66. 33 for Kaya, 5 of 6 from 3. A brand new career high for the kid who just gets better and better every week. And the whole team continues to rebound at a high level, if you don't include that Richmond game. You could definitely say this win was much needed as Fordham bookends this St. Bonaventure game with that heartbreaking loss to Richmond and then a tangle with the top 25 team. Wrapping up episode 44, they get number 15 George Washington as they come to town. So they're actually coming to the Bronx, which is nice. It feels like we always get these guys in DC, but now we're at home for a change. The things that have made the Colonials a good team throughout this series, they continue with this team's rendition. They got height, they got defense, they got rebounding, physicality, unselfishness. Now with just some more experience this season. A lot of upperclassmen on the squad this year. These guys have played a lot of basketball together, which makes them so tough. It'll be another premier matchup for Lloyd Hicks as he faces 274-pound Terea Snell, their leading scorer, and 6'9" Steph Baptiste will be playing the weak side against Lloyd Hicks, who has the defending block crown in the conference and almost led the country in rejections last year. Overa Smith is a secret weapon, a 2-guard with quickness and a deadly shot who's always played well against us. So we're going to trust Damian, who's had a really good defensive season. We're going to put Damian Carter on him in this game. Things off to a bit of a slow start here, only 1 basket apiece, 2.5 minutes into the game. Let's see if we can avoid yet another tough offensive day, and then we'll be tough against these guys. This is probably the best defensive team in the conference as Lloyd Hicks has his first one-on-one matchup against Terea Snell go his way. Beautiful power post move, and Hicks is off to a perfect 1-for-1 start. Definitely going to be keeping an eye on him inside. Lloyd Hicks against Steph Baptiste and Terea Snell. 2 awesome defensive bigs, but Overa Smith tags Damian Carter there on the 3. We're putting a lot of responsibility on Damian's shoulders today, matching up with that 6'4" senior Smith because he always kills us when he plays us. Hendry then tries to find a jumper from mid-range, but it's blocked by Baptiste. the conference leader in that category, and Smith finds 2 more on the break. A tough start for Fordham here at home against the 15th ranked team in the country. Right now, we're searching for our second top 25 win of the year. We lost to Michigan State, who was number 2. We lost to number 24 ranked NC State, as Damian Carter interrupts me with a huge 3. You didn't think that those were going away, did you? Damian Carter continues to shoot the 3 ball very efficiently. He doesn't take many, but he makes a majority of them. This has sparked a nice little run for the Rams as the Colonials almost give it away there. And with 8 minutes to go, they find themselves up by 4 and a chance to add to that lead. Pat Park with the steal. And it goes up to Damian Carter for 2 more, who ever since his 3-pointer moments ago, he has turned it into a nice run for not only him, but for the team as well. It's now 15 apiece. If we can knock off George Washington, that would be our second top 25 win. Like I said, we lost to MSU and NC State, but we did beat St. Louis last episode. Timo Cruz well short on that 3, but take a look at this. It's yet another miscue here in the early goings for the Colonials. This outlet pass was supposed to go to Michael Murray, the point guard, but it hits off his backside out of bounds. It's a free possession for Fordham. So we saw Fordham be a little sloppy and not play up to snuff against Richmond. Now we're seeing the Colonials doing the same thing. Nobody covering Kai Hendry off that screen. And then it's yet another giveaway. What is going on with the 15th ranked team in the country right now? This is a team that takes care of the ball pretty well. They're top 4 in terms of least turnovers a game in the conference. 3:30 to go, high to low post. There we go. That's what I expected to see more of. Terea Snell, who's a really good passing big man, goes high to low, and Steph Baptiste, just too physical for Chen Lee that time around the cup. 2 minutes to go now, 1-point lead for O'Vara Smith. And the rest of his George Washington teammates, Terea Snell from 17 feet out. He'll dish it out to O'Vara Smith, who rims it in from 3. Nice pass, and then he kind of sealed out Damian Carter a little bit to free up his shooter. And Smith's getting kind of the better of Damian Carter. He's got 8 now here in the first half. 6.5 left to play. The Colonials have a chance to extend their 6-point lead as well. Hendry, Snell, BJ Bradshaw gets by Pat Park and scores. So yet again, Fordham, just like the Richmond game, plays a really bad final 2 minutes and has dug himself into a hole, 37-29. It really looked like we were outplaying them for a while, but George Washington just doing too much damage inside the arc. That's why their field goal percentage is so high. On top of that, they're spreading out the attack, and we haven't taken much advantage of those turnovers. Yeah, we had the Hendry 3 earlier, but we got to take advantage with this team not playing to their ability. There's no reason why we should be down 8 right now. I know it's the top 15th ranked team in the country, but let's get back to the basics. Lloyd Hicks, one-on-one with Terea Snell, and he wins the matchup again. We haven't given him another shot attempt since he began the game with that bucket against Snell. We got to get him more looks inside, as look at this, already back to him on the next possession. However, we don't like his positioning, so we'll set him up here on the short corner. Hicks, pump fake, gets by Snell, gets 2 more. I think he can win this matchup. I don't know if Snell is mobile enough to stay in front of him. 41-35 now. It's still a 6-point Colonial lead. Darian Mincy one-on-one against Carter as he looks for Snell. Will he try to bounce back, answer back? Let's see. Oh my goodness, what a dime there. Eyes in the back of his head as Terea Snell is the game's leading passer with his 5th assist. This one was a beauty. Didn't even look at Steph Baptiste there, but he gave him the wraparound behind the back pass. Even Lloyd Hicks didn't see that one coming. 48-39 now, 11 to play. George Washington looking for their 7th conference win. It's off. Steph Baptiste inside though. It's another game where we just haven't been up to our ability on the glass, and then we almost turn it over. We get lucky though, as Carter, nice job with the extra fine, almost like a little triangle set there that we just kind of improvised there on the secondary break. Hendry makes his first 3 in 3 attempts and then steals it from Zach Yates. Out in transition. Hendry's too fast for Yates to keep up with. 2 more for Kaya, and we're back within 6. There's been a lot of offense from both teams out of the locker room, but I do think Coach Carter got the message across that they can compete and beat these guys. You just got to take advantage of their mistakes. 8:18 to go. Damian Carter pick and roll with him and Chen Li, who gets the three-point play opportunity. It's coming up next. Chen Li, so strong in there. He just continues to add muscle every year. And I just love his frame, man. He's starting to really learn how to use it. He's been out playing junior battle recently, which is why he's getting a lot more minutes. And with 8:16 left to go, we're down by 3 and have a chance to make it even less. Another turnover against the press for the Colonials. And now we got it down to 1. The turnover bug just continues to hit George Washington today. And with 5:25 on the game clock, the 15th ranked team in the country is on their heels. Andre Courtney turns it over. It's Kai Hendry on the steal. 3-on-2. Dustin Black, kick out, finds Timo. He takes the lead. The Rose Hill Gym up bouncing on their feet. This is what it's all about. Under 5 to play after yet another stop. The student section's going crazy. The life is back in the program. That's one thing I've been wanting to talk about. Every single year, less and less empty seats appear to be at these games, and these fans are loving it. Another 2 goes. It's Lloyd Hicks, who stays perfect from the field. 4 of 4 on Terea Snell, but we got to go to him more, especially here down the stretch when we need easy buckets to seal this game. Lloyd Hicks steps in and takes the charge. What more can you say about this kid? You have to have a high basketball IQ to be able to do that. That wasn't even his man. Yet Hicks has the awareness and the closing speed to get over there, get in the spot, get his feet set, and take that charge right on the chin. Love it. 6-point game now. What a turn for Fordham. And they're back on defense. Still holding the 6-point lead. The Colonials still can't score. They've been stuck at 59 for minutes now. Damian Carter will try to seal it. Bang! He got it! Damian Carter with 18 points. That's how you respond to adversity. He breaks his career high in points for a 3rd time in the last 2 episodes. He broke it against the Penn Quakers last episode. He did it in simulating with 17 earlier on today, and now he's got 18 in this one. Look at Coach Carter on the right there. That is a proud coach and a proud dad. The Rose Hill Gym has broken out in pandemonium as the Fordham Rams shock the 15th ranked team in the country behind Damian Carter's new career high, 19, 4 assists, 3 free throws, 2 threes. He did everything and then some, including playing great defense on O'Vara Smith in the second half, who I didn't even hear of in the final 15 minutes. He had a lot of responsibility on his shoulders today, especially after the missed layup against Richmond. He responds to adversity and he gets it done in a big way as a true freshman, leading his squad of underclassmen mostly against the top 15th ranked team in the nation. What a game. What a storyline for this episode. And I'm glad I was able to bring it to you guys. Damian Carter has future superstar written all over him, only allowing O'Vara Smith to 8 points, and I don't think he scored in the final 16 minutes. I think his last bucket came with only a couple minutes inside the second half. So Damian Carter did it on offense, defense, passing, everything, man. What a story for this episode as Fordham wins their 8th conference game to keep pace with Richmond, Temple, and St. Louis, and to keep George Washington off their coattails and also have the tiebreaker against the Colonials. Remember, GW, we slaughtered them in the postseason tournament last year. They were looking for revenge, and yet still, we knock them off and they fall to 23 in the polls. And here on the schedule, these are the final games left in year 4. We got 5 games to go. At Charlotte and the nation's leading scorer DeAndre Perry. Rhode Island, St. Joe's a tough one, Xavier, and UMass, which will be our senior day. If we had any seniors, but we don't. So anyway, yeah, DeAndre Perry is going to be how we open up next episode. The projected top pick who forego the NBA draft last episode to try to build his stock, and it's been working, as you can see. The top scorer in the entire country. That is what Lloyd Hicks is going to have on his plate next time around. And with only a couple weeks left in the schedule, we get to see bracketology for the first time, where Fordham is projected to be at 7 and we would be playing Notre Dame right now, apparently, is what they have projected, which would be our third meeting with the Irish this season. So obviously things are going really well here in year 4, especially for a team of mostly all underclassmen. We just got to keep doing what we're doing, keep sticking as a team. And yeah, anything can happen, man. I really like the upside of this team. Even if this year, doesn't end how we want, if we get upset early or if this is a bad ending to the year, I don't know what might happen. I just wanted to say that this has been an awesome, super fun season 4, and this team's going to do nothing but grow with each other. But to see the future life and upside this team has just been such a treat, and it's going to continue next episode with 5 more games to end out year 4. So I'm College Sports Survived. I'm signing out. Another fun episode of Fordham basketball. I had a ton of fun making this one, and I hope to see you soon as we wrap up year 4 over the next coming days. Hope to see you then. Hope you stay tuned. I'm CSR signing out. Have a great night, everybody. Hope you enjoyed.